Fifth dimension and spiritual rapture. Two different situations. Question: give me a clear picture of the difference between the transition to the fifth dimension and the rapture of Christ. Answer: many people confuse the process of the rapture, ascension, first resurrection, transition to the prepared place, which is described in the Gospel of John as follows. In my Father's house there are many rooms. I go to prepare a place for you. And after I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again, and I will take you to myself, so that you may also be where I am. Now this is often confused with the so-called transition to the fifth dimension. Two different situations where people use the same name for both. Here are the differences. The transition to the fifth dimension is the relocation to an energy parallel to our material universe. It is about remaining inside the egg of the material creation in another of its dimensions. This transition will be artificially performed with the spaceships of the Antichrist. As a seed of the stars, I will become of 5 dimensions in the chambers of transformation in the spaceships of my astral nation. Yes, you will be transformed in your mothership. For those who will choose the transformation chambers, they should not worry, because anyone who consciously chooses to pass, he will succeed. Transition to the fifth dimension. On the second day, in the transformation chambers, all the remaining psychic problems are automatically healed, as mentioned above, and we become fully conscious people, full of selfless love for all. Similarly, for those who do not use the transformation chambers, where along with the physical, also the spiritual transformation occurs into fully conscious beings full of unconditional love, and they choose to remain on the outer surface of the earth, then they will not receive the fifth dimensional powers, telepathy, telekinesis, teleportation, ability to materialize, etc. In the last 4th month, when our training ends, we will learn exactly what will happen in the transformation booths, where we will pass in a short time, in only 3 days, from the 3rd dimension that we are now to the 5th dimension. Then we will enter these booths that are similar to the decompression chambers for divers, and in the first day there will be changes to our body. My own certainty, and I'm warning you with as much strength as I have, is that in the transformation booths inside the spectacular spaceships, the deluded people will have their beautiful material bodies mutated into horrible hybrid terrestrial extraterrestrial bodies that the good aliens have been preparing for many years, when they kept abducting people, stealing their human genetic material and crossbreeding it with their own alien one. Then, the uploading of human consciousness in this new hybrid body will complete the entrapment of these people. This process of consciousness uploading may be in its infancy state for human standards, but routine for our evolved galactic saviors. Diane Pearson, head of the Futurology Division of British Telecom, states, by the year 2050, computer development will be so advanced that uploading the contents of a brain in a supercomputer will be possible. From those areas, the fifth dimension of the parallel energy universes, arrive to here and now, today, in other words, beings that do not declare themselves as aliens, but time travelers, J-rods, and beg for spiritual salvation. There is a point very far in your future at which the guardians of time are very worried about the turn events have taken. We come from the future and search inside the corridors of time. This is our mission. From the probable future where we come, our goal is to change the past. Our intention is to change the probable future in which we are functioning, because this probable future in the evolution of the new movement of the universe is led to a tyranny. From the confession of the time traveler J-Rod to Dr. Dundee Burish, we read, based on his constant statements, this logical being seemed longing to help set straight a series of errors in judgment and events that would in the future lead to our separation from our spiritual nature. We are here in your present presence asking for help, he once told me. This statement struck me dumb and made me numb. We come here from the future to correct the mistakes that have made us the human species we have become. This will be the fate of those who transcend to the fifth energy dimension. On the contrary, the process of the rapture is about the spiritual transition of the soul to the prepared place with the dematerialization of the physical body. In my Father's house, there are many rooms. I go to prepare a place for you. And when I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again, and I will take you to myself, that you may also be where I am. Here are two cases that the Gospel of Matthew separates. One, for the people that will be physically dead at the time of transference, we find the passage found in the Gospel of Matthew. And he will send his angels with a loud trumpet call, and they will gather his elected ones from the four winds from the one end of the heavens to the other. The gathering of these people, souls, will be made from the energy planes. 2. For those that will at that time still be alive in matter, another subsection of Matthew applies. Then 2 men will be in the field, one will be taken and one left. 2 women will be grinding at the mill, one will be taken and one left. Then the souls of all those living and dead who will be taken, transferred, will leave the last energy layer of the material universe. But those who will be alive in the visible world will cease to display their material forms in matter, and thus will give the impression of dematerialization, the rapture of the Church. In other words, Narcissus, celestial man, will cease to project his form onto the energy waters of matter, because he will be redeemed from his spell. So what will basically take place during the sacred spiritual rapture for the prepared place, or during the first resurrection, is that the spiritual essence within every human soul will be reunited with the Lamb, Jesus, participating in his marriage. Blessed are they who are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. For he found them in himself, and they found him in themselves.